Hello, my astrology friends. This is Lada from astrolada.com, and these are your February 2025 horoscope. February is the prelude to the most intense period of 2025, which will be March and April, because all the planets will be passing through Pisces and Aries in March and April, going retrograde, eclipses, changing signs. Oh, so exciting. But February is the preparation month with some very positive effects that we'll receive from the universe. First of all, it's Jupiter is turning direct. Here it is, my calendar, my 2025 calendar. You can have it now. It's 200 pages, almost interactive. But first of all, Jupiter around the 4th turns direct. And this is a great blessing. When Jupiter turns direct, here is the text for it, but you can start seeing results and rewards for previous actions. We can get the blessings from above, resolutions of moral problems of some sort, just the turning of the winds. Jupiter becomes much more stronger. I call it like double Jupiter when it starts turning direct, because it's energy, it's basically stationary pretty much the whole of February around the 11th 12 degrees of Gemini, and it's a very auspicious degree because right behind Jupiter, where it's turning direct and it's going to become stronger and things will start moving forward for us, it's the most auspicious star in the sky, the star Aldebaran, which in ancient astrology is the star of wealth, of blessings, of fortune. So this is a good omen for the finances of the world. Jupiter is turning direct there. So hopefully, generally, all of us will see some financially, some improvement in your personal life. It will depend where it affects you, what kind of blessings this Jupiter with Aldebaran will bring. The bullseye, the luckiest star. But yes, that's the one good side of it. And we're going to have Venus entering into areas where it's going to stay 3 months, the whole of February, the whole of March, then it skips April, and the whole of May. So when Venus is so long in a sign, it's going to give us blessings there in certain area of our life. Think back to 2017 around the spring. There was a similar situation there, but I'll go through each of the 12 signs to see. Venus always improves and makes better whatever area it passes through, despite of its retrograde motion, which will start in March. Its final goal is to make something perfect, more balanced, more worthy of our time, more pleasant, more easy to receive help there in some way, to improve it, to make it better. So certain areas of your life you're going to be making better and improving. And another big event is that Mars is turning direct towards the end of February, 23 degrees. It's been retrograde December, January, most of February. As I said, I expect this Mars retrograde to bring changes, corrections of the prices of real estate, of borders, of countries, and maybe stalling back wars because Mars is moving retrograde in some way. But there will be kind of like maybe endings of fights, of battles, or easing off of difficulties in such areas. If there was problems, they start getting fixed. If there was inflammatory conditions, flus, hopefully will become less so, and energy and productivity will increase. You might see the results of working hard on something and starting to see the results of it. And emotionally, people will not be as tense and so sensitive and touchy as they are during Mars retrograde. But that's mostly towards the end of the month that we'll see those improvements. And the other big event that is happening is the North Node with Neptune. We've never seen this in our lifetime, and we'll never see it again, because Neptune will never be again in Pisces, and North Node with Neptune in Pisces is once in a lifetime experience. They're joining together. The whole February, March is under its influence. They're within a degree all the time together. It's going to get surreal, guys. Neptune is otherworldly planet. Pisces is otherworldly energy. North Node, wherever it goes and joins Neptune in Pisces, it's like you're in some LSD trip. Some of you will be waking up and wondering, do I live on Earth, or what is this different reality? I'm a parallel world of some sort. You'll see it maybe on the news that it's a lot of new energy. North Node starts a new cycle with Neptune for which will be 16 years old, but it's very Piscean. It's unfamiliar. Pisces is unfamiliar. It feels foreign. It's very different. You're waking up in a new world, in a new reality. This will happen in your personal life as well. And also intuition will be through the roof this month. People will be dreaming about past events, past life, future events, because the wall between the worlds thin with this really like a portal to another dimension, Neptune and North Node together. So in some areas of your life, depending where it falls from your ascendant, sun or moon, you might have like epiphanies. God might show you directly through your third eye or through intuitions and hunches and inspirations, some secrets that were revealed for you and that you'll become aware of. But also there is a negative side to Neptune North Node, because all the negative vibrations of Pisces and Neptune can escalate through the North Node. Fears, blame, guilt, fear of the unknown, this kind of low vibrational emotions that is just fears, paranoia, suspicions as well, victimhood states. And so be careful, stay at the high vibrations the whole 2 months, February and March. I would advise you, if you can listen to classical music, to bring in the high vibrations of Neptune, North Node, Pisces, be around nature more, have introspective time alone. We're going to have a lot of Pisces planets, as you can see, not just February, but March and April. So many planets will be there. It's going to be crazy. So this inner work and introspection is good to do, but something magical can come through Neptune North Node, because they open portals to the astral. If you're connected to the high astral, if you're naturally forgiving, kind person, if you can let go of the past, if you can let go of things that no longer serve you, you can have like a divine gift of blessing. Neptune is divine love, unconditional love, and divine grace. And the North Node enhances it in Pisces. So like a miraculous events and even actual miracles, I don't know, Fatima scale can happen around the world, but in your personal life as well, where you're freed from karmas you've been carrying for a long time. Pisces, the last time of paying off the karma. Neptune is also the same energy. The North Node is, kind of escalates all this. So you pay off some debt and you're freed from something. A miracle happens in your life. Like God gives you through unconditional love, not because you deserve it, because God is loving, the Creator is loving. If you turn towards in a prayerful condition, an introspective condition, if you give yourself time after you wake up to go within, there can be some true miracles that happen. And just dreams will be crazy. Just to warn you, Neptune with the North Node, you might be dreaming of things that very vivid dreams that come to the surface, sometimes almost real. Like, just be aware, maybe a bit more rest in February and in March with the so many Pisces energies. But Mars is turning direct, so things will start becoming. But Mars turns direct at the end of February, and Venus and Mercury turn retrograde in March. So it's non-stop February, March. So January, February, March, April. After April, things start becoming much more smoother, guys. But just the preparation phase, and use the Piscean energy of Neptune and the North Node to manifest. And Saturn is there. Neptune is a high ideal. Connect yourself to high refined feelings through art, through music, through imagining how you want things to be, the ideal version of it. And Saturn is there, can make it happen over the next 2-3 months to manifest it. Use this connection to the higher world, so otherwise you don't want to connect to the inner fears, the lower astral, and deception. You have to be careful with Neptune North Node. There'll be many charismatic figures that appear, prophets, gurus, saviors of the world. Neptune Pisces is to save, and people feel very excited about that. But the bubble will quickly burst if such figures are not truthful and aligned to divine order, whether they're rulers, leaders, or people in your personal life. If they're promising you the moon and the stars, which these halls will be very high in February, March, because in April, the North Node and Saturn join together. So the bubble will burst. Saturn is a corrective influence down to earth, And if you don't see results, you have to correct something, or you see the lies, or if it was like a proper inspirational figure or idea you had, you can start manifesting it towards April. This ideal that comes to you now, this inspiration that you divinely download. So wow, what a magical, what a surreal, what another worldly energy we are gonna have. It's gonna get weird, it's gonna get fantastic, it's gonna get intense emotionally. And let's dive into the 12 signs. If you want my personal horoscope for each of the 12 signs for 2025, I'm putting a link below. Each 2.5 hours for each sign. I've poured my soul and heart in them. We sold thousands so far. No refunds. No one has asked for one. People are loving them. If you want to try for your personal sign, I recommend Ascendant. And if you want all 3 Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, it's a discount price. Putting a link below, or the calendar, so you know what is happening every day of the year. But now let's begin for the 12 signs. Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Rising, February 2025. Capricorn, the month starts with Jupiter turning direct the first 3-4 days approximately in your 6th house. And when Jupiter turns direct, it gets double power because it's kind of stationary pretty much the whole month. It stays on 17, on 11, 12 degrees. It doesn't move much. But when a planet is stationary direct, it gets double the power. It's like its weight becomes heavier. Its gravitas, its gravitation is stronger. So something good can come into your 6th house. For example, if there were some delays or complications with job, with employees, if you have, at your work environment, delay with some project, or even some home project that you've been working on, sometimes, it starts improving, it starts moving forward. For some of you, it can be even like a lucky opportunity for a new job, for a new project to start, because Jupiter is becoming direct on a very positive star, Aldebaran, the eye of the bull, which is connected to riches, which is connected to abundance, to good fortune, good luck in some way. So from here, from the 6th house in February, something good can come to you, either through the work, through the service that you do, through more joy that you feel about your work, about your duties and responsibilities. So even untangling some debt, 6th house rules debts, and Jupiter is a liberating, freeing planet. And it might be a literal debt for money that starts getting, finding some solution for you, for yourself, or a situation that you have like a moral debt, responsibility, karmic towards someone or towards something that you've been dragging along. Well, Jupiter can start liberating you, and you have those 4 months ahead with Jupiter in your 6th house to improve that situation. 6th house is difficulties as well. All the difficulties, the unfair things in life, the unbalanced things that are out of whack in our life. It also can rule addictions, it can rule poverty, it can rule such kind of situations that are more enslaving in some sort, where Jupiter starts moving direct there. For some of you, it can be like a light at the end of the tunnel, things starting to move in a more easy, positive way there. For example, with a health problem, you might start finding a solution, or because that's also like a karmic debt for past actions. A lot of our health problems come from unhealthy living or wrong kind of lifestyle. You might start find solutions and answers. Jupiter is the planet of knowledge in a sign which is about information, Gemini, turning direct on a very blessed planet. You might find the right doctor, the right medicine, or the right treatment for a condition, or the right change of mind. Many times a health issue or a complicated situation is connected to us not seeing correctly the situation, not approaching it with the right state of consciousness and mind. And Jupiter in Gemini, it can be like a light bulb comes on when it turns direct, that help you solve some problem, health or material, because 6th house is very much of a earth house, to deal with our everyday problems, to solve problems, to take care of work, of material responsibilities. You might find joy about acquiring knowledge about healthy therapies, about vitamins, about, I don't know, like some kind of lifestyle changes of your routines and habits. Jupiter brings this enjoyment of that process or knowledgeableness. You become more knowledgeable about those things. And especially if you're in service careers, if you're a healer, if you're a medicine doctor, if you're someone who helps people with mental health issues, if you're in the police service, a nurse, social services, helping those in need, or in litigation, lawyer who solves problems of others. Complicated situations, things in your career can start moving forward as well. All right, so there can be a resolution of some more kind of tricky problem. Jupiter is the rule of the 12 in the 6. It's called cancellation of badness, because these are two difficult houses. The ruler of a difficult house, the 12, which is sicknesses, illness, isolation, limitations, going the 6th house of problem solving. So there can be some, even on an intellectual level, ability to start solving such a situation, move forward at least with a plan and an idea, more hope ahead. It's good also for working behind the scenes on some project and things start moving forward as well, solving the problems there. All right. Then we have Venus, pretty much a few days into February, moving into your 4th house, and it's gonna stay there. And Venus is a better benefic, stronger at giving good things for Capricorn rising people, in particular, even Capricorn moon. It's sun to a lesser degree, but as well than Jupiter is. We call Jupiter the great benefic, but for Capricorn, Venus is actually the one that can bring better things, more materially manifested, because Venus rules very good houses, the 10th and the 5th angular and trinal, which are lucky houses. So for you, Venus entering in the 4th house, it will stay there in February, in March, without April, but then in May as well. So 3 months, very prolonged stay of a good planet in your 4th house. And even though it will go retrograde there, it will still upgrade and bring some material benefits and luck and positive developments in your private personal life, because the 4th house rules your feelings. It can soothe your feelings. It can help you become calmer. God knows you know it, you need it, because Mars has been opposing you and continues in February, but to settle your emotions, to be more zen with your emotions over the next 2-3 months. Even 4th house is your home and family and real estate and the relationships with family, your relationships with your parents, your actions as a parent yourself, if you are, or as a guardian of animals, of land, of house, of real estate. This guardianship house where you grow with more love into those areas, with more understanding, with more inspiration. Venus rules your 5th house. There can be more lucky developments that are happening, good karma developments in your personal life with home, family, real estate. Some of you might improve and beautify their home environment over the next 3-4 months, starting from February as a theme. During the retrograde period, there might be some corrections. How can I do it a bit better? Or maybe some delays because something can be done a bit better. But also healing relationships with parents. And the retrograde period from March can help you. Some things come to the surface, unsaid and unshared feelings, and to reconnect with this healing as well, understanding. But definitely there, for example, some of you might find a good real estate or sell. Venus can help you with the sale of real estate for better price. Or some of you, Venus wants to rebalance something, to rebalance your internal environment, your internal emotional balance overall. You'll probably see the results towards May finally. But it's about this peace and enjoying time alone and time at home and beautifying your environment or your home. Or this rebalance, because Venus rules your 10th house of career. And it's in the 4th house for a long time of personal life, private and external life. if there is like this balance of home, work, home balance, as they say, private life, work, career balance, if you're some of you might even prefer to start working from home, for example, the rule of the 10th in the 4th, or others can decide that they want to have more time with family members, that you definitely can feel more love and more connection and forgiveness towards family member, reconnect with your land of origin, with your roots, with your family history, with your folklore, with your, you can get a lot of pleasure and joy from the rhythmical events of celebrations of over the next 3-4 months that are connected to, the seasons, these everyday rhythms of the fourth house that bring you joy. You can entertain at home, or also rebalance really the work, home and family, with priority towards the family, because Venus is in the fifth house in a graceful way without disturbing the work environment so much. All right, and then we have the whole month Neptune and the North Node are joining together in your third house. They join together once every 14 or 15 years, I'm not sure, 16 maybe 16 years. And the only time in your life they'll join in Pisces, in your third house. So it's like a new cycle they start that lasts for 16 years. And that it's very allowing. North Node and the and the North Node, Pisces, Neptune, this Neptunian Piscean energy is very enhanced. So you become very, very impressionable. Third house is your thinking, how you perceive your immediate environment. Some of you might even have like a hearing thoughts, or like in their mind suddenly a thought pops up, because you're very impressionable. You can pick up other people's thoughts, almost like telepathic to some extent, and you might be very easily impressed by and influenced by the environment, by those around you. And they can be good. It can be good people that influence you for the right way, for release, for higher ideals, because Neptune has this high vibration towards beauty, towards art, towards something more inspirational. But on the low vibration, Neptune North Node portal that opens up can also make you more susceptible to negative thoughts, to thoughts of guilt, to thoughts of victimhood, to if someone is feeling sad or thinking sad thoughts, you can pick them up. Or if someone is confused, they can be a bit also of confusion about your thinking, because thinking is very clear-cut process, very logical. Neptune is the opposite energy of it, and the North Node enhances it. So in your thinking now, rather than relying on just straight-up logic in February, try and rely more on intuition, on hunches, but some of them might be misleading. That's the danger. Depends how clean your channels are. High vibrational people will get incredible inspiration, almost like a voice is talking to them, how to do, what to do. They'll feel nuances in the environment, brighter sounds, more refined sounds. They can enjoy interests that are more on the higher level of the mind. But people that, I don't think my channel's open at all, They can just get information that's misleading, so be careful to check your sources of information. If someone tells you something, some rumors, some news, you have to be a bit vigilant about that. Otherwise, your perceptions can be a bit like surreal now. And, don't trust everything you hear, but they can be some very high vibrational information that comes with it. But you have to use the critical nature of Saturn here in the third house to untangle real from fake or misleading. But even if and you might receive some piece of information that's very inspiring, that is very beautiful, that takes your thinking on a different level, or even associates, meet with people. Third house is other people, it's social house that are high vibrational, inspirational, that the more Neptunian of some sort, artistic, or too good to be true, or from another vibration. But if there is something, because there is this danger of being misled as well with the low vibration of Neptune, it will quickly be corrected within the next 2-3 months, because the North Node will join with Saturn after that. So wrong piece of information, or direction, or some facts, or some people in your life will quickly be corrected. If they've promised too much, or if they didn't tell the truth, it will be relieved within a month or two when the North Node joins Saturn, which is a corrective, down-to-earth, realistic influence. But yes, it can be a portal with something very divine. Love is Neptune, very intuitive, inspirational can come. Some people in your life that maybe forgiveness and healing in relationship with siblings, relatives, neighbors, teammates as well, because it rules all of those in our everyday environment. And just be careful not to be dragged into some suspicious activities by other people. But if you have naturally this high vibration of forgiveness, of kindness, and a dose, a pinch of critical thinking, something really good like blessings, miraculous event can come through such things. And there can be some trips as well. This third house for the next 2-3 months that activates is very busy. Short trips or interactions with more people than normal, busyness, information. But also Neptune, the North Node conjunction, can open you to learn something new. And this something new can be very, which can be like skills that are connected to art, to music, to something more high vibrational, more refined, which is Neptunian literature, fine art of any sort, or might be really inspirational to write something, because third house is writing, speaking, communications, to create some content with communication, writing or speaking, which is inspirational for others. It's very good. Some Neptune is, the imagination for using it for website, for example. And third house is marketing, it's businesses, advertising, is connecting to others, your message being heard. Well, Neptune can really allow the doors to open for your message to be heard. Even though I'm not sure how well it will be understood, it's Neptune. But there will be interest and intrigue if you're in marketing, in advertising, in business. Neptune is very glamorous energy. It can, but just as well as you can do this to others now, to intrigue them with information, to draw them in, others can also mislead you or intrigue you with information. Others can be master marketers as well at this moment. You can be seduced into some idea, but it might be a wonderful idea as well. All right. Just be careful about losses, damages to phones, and that's February, March, and April for you. Phones, cars, electronic devices, because these are not very easy planets. North Node, Saturn, Neptune there, and then Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde. Yes, you might be open to new information as well with Neptune there. That is more about spiritual knowledge, more about subtle information, secrets of some sorts as well, psychology, the mystical, astrology as well. Your mind can be aligned to such matters. On the low vibration, Neptune, Pisces, rumors, behind the back slanderings and stuff, don't go there. You don't want to activate the low vibration of Mercury, Neptune. Neptune North Node. Okay, and last but not least, probably that's the influence you're feeling the strongest the whole February, January, February, is Mars. The whole month till the 23rd of February. So the first 20 days something, Mars is still retrograde in your 7th house, but it's pretty much only from the 20th till the 17th degree. So from 17 till 20 degrees Capricorn, feel this more stress on them, being provoked by others, and especially, I can include more Capricorns because Mars is in their 7th house, but who will be most provoked and maybe put most under the pressure is if you're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 degrees of Capricorn. So you can be more easily reactivated. Others you might feel they're too touchy, too reactive, too emotional. Just keep this in mind. Mars is retrograde there. But for all of you Capricorns, Mars retrograde in the 7th house is not just to torture you, others to press your buttons, to step on your toes. No, it's others to show you sometimes. Very good teachers come to us to show us, okay, this is not right. Like they might do it in an emotional, triggering way, but Mars wants to correct things, now, and to say, okay, maybe feedback from clients or from viewers or from your partner or from another person, and you're like, and that activates you to do something differently in your own life or about some project. And if there's some, if you're in a relationship that is not very good, sometimes Mars retrograde in the 7th house can break it, not because it wants to torture you, but because it wants to free you. Mars wants freedom. Mars is planet that wants to run free. And but if you're in a good relationship, there can be a possibility. I remember when this happened, I just had Mars retrograde in my 7th house when it was in Leo a little bit. I was more activated by clients, by people. I was like ready to pounce, but I'm like, okay, they have a point. Let me see how I can do this better. Instead of being emotionally reactive, you're cool-headed Capricorns. You know how to do that. They might be trying to show you something, or you might be working on a project with someone and there is more like competitiveness or more power struggles there. But Mars is turning direct towards the 23rd, 24th. So all kind of stresses in your relationships start improving, start getting entangled. It's becoming easier. Or if your partner was going through a difficult period, they start becoming easier as well for them somehow. Or if you rethought a relationship and you change some things there, it can start moving more successfully. We made a big change with my husband when Mars retrograde, because I'm here, my ascendant was opposite me. I can give you my perspective as well. We made a big change in our lifestyle because it's about revising something and doing something together with a partner, or maybe working on a project together with a partner. And when the planet starts moving direct, it becomes easier and easier, or you move away from the distraction, let's say. If there were some delays with business deals, with projects, for me, it's like it's been Mars in retrograde in the 7th. Like the people I'm working with on a project, they told me they can't work for 2 months. There's pretty much the 2 months Mars is retrograde, and I can only pick up the project after that. So when Mars starts turning direct, if there's such delays in, with clients, with deals, with contracts, on working on a project with another, it starts improving. Or if you've been working hard together on something, it starts giving results gradually and becoming easier. So there you go, Capricorn. You see, there is a lot of influence, a lot of planets in the 3rd and the 7th, which are business houses, whoever is in business, clients, business, a lot of stimulation there, or communication houses, interaction with others, rethinking who do you want in your life, who you don't want. Some new people will come through the new conjunction of Neptune North Node, while some will be left behind. You might cut off some people from your life, the ones that are more toxic, that are more reactive, maybe overly too needy or whatever. Mars was doing those corrections, but you're building some bridges, you're burning some bridges, or you're working on, for business is quite good overall, like improving and so on. Personal relationship, it might be a bit more stressful, but still it's good work. All right, so thank you, Capricorn. This Venus here will keep you at least emotionally more settled, hopefully, and things start becoming easier for you from the end of the month when Mars turns direct. And even some health conditions connected to inflammatory conditions, because Mars is directly opposing your sign. So, those middle degrees of Capricorns, if they're having especially like, I don't know, inflammation, breaks, hurts, acute conditions, they start improving. Flus, they start improving after February towards the end. Thank you.